Oh, yeah. Ha, 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 ha. Let's get serious. Never get tired of the VT4. Hey, it's Wabbit. It's 4:50 in the morning and sometime in March of 2026. I'm geeking out hard. I would like to excuse a large number of you from this video, and I really ask that you click away. There's not going to be any value unless you're really, really, really bored. If you do not mess with the iPad for making music, you don't have any Oxi gear, especially the E16, or you are okay using the glass to adjust parameters. So, for example, what I'm talking about here, this virtual knob, that doesn't bother you. If you fit into one of those categories, this is a great time to leave. Thanks for your time. All right. The two of you who are left. This is what I am trying to work on. As I play, well, let me just get to that because I'm going to ramble on. I want to be able to turn this on, and within a few number of steps, get to jamming. That's the end goal. I've done a few videos talking about this device. Again, it's early in the morning. I can't recall what's been done of late. But here, as I sit, uh, this morning and late last night, I've been really jumping under the hood with this device. The Oxi E16 is more powerful than I thought. I think a lot of it had to do with a recent firmware update that came out. I was watching a video on Oxy's website. Aura Music was doing the video, and that's really separate from this video. But it just, I mean, I'm not shocked. I've been in the Oxy ecosystem for now, I think 3 years, and I know what they do in terms of updates. But as I really start to understand this thing, and it's really the companion app that really unlocks a lot of stuff. I'm just seeing so much potential with these two devices. This is a powerful combination. Again, if you're looking for that tactile feel to control these knobs, I just think it gives a better experience. But it's beyond just the tactile. It's things like snapshot. It's the ability to group different knobs together. It's the ability to record automation. It's now this random option. I mean, Aura was using this with an external hardware effects pedal, and I use the iPad as a virtual pedal in addition to the apps. It's just mind boggling what you can do. And as someone who has the Launch Control XL, that device is now like a kindergarten toy. This thing is grad school level. And again, I'm scratching the surface. So the purpose of this video is really a call to those who are using this. And I want to get together a group to figure out best practice when it comes to building out, whether it's definitions or scenes. I have started a post in the Oxy Discord forum because, again, I'm looking for feedback, and that's what this also is too. I'm not really prepared to, in this video, go over in depth, the various ways. I'm just really throwing this out there to see if there are others, or am I just alone on this path. So I'll speak high level at least. So in the E16, there are two ways that you can build out. There's instrument definitions, and then there are scenes. And the Oxi 1 Mark 1 and Mark 2 also have instrument definitions. And what I found out is they're shared across the three devices. Typically, again, based on what I've seen, instrument definitions are used with hardware. So, hardware manufacturers will put out usually a MIDI CC implementation chart. So, they've got, you know, for example, the envelope, the ADSR, each one will have a defined parameter that they have put in there. And then you can go get that chart and take those values and put them in the instrument definition. You can actually create that on the app. And then when you launch this and you connect it to your hardware, you can go to a particular knob and through either settings on here or on the app, assign based on that instrument definition, pick certain values. That actually gives you a list of things. That's typically how it's done. With iOS apps, a majority, not all, but a good majority, they don't have these parameters automatically assigned. There again, there are the exceptions. And where I'm at is looking at scenes. And you can do that on here, you can do that in the app, and it gives you a lot of granular control. Where things have changed for me is as I've dove deeper into the app and understand how things are connected, integrated, I'm now questioning my approach. Should I be doing instrument definitions? Should I be doing scenes? A combination of the two? And then the part that I think is potentially interesting is going down the instrument definition route because you can share across these three devices. And anytime you can give the user some options, that's always a good thing because I've been focused primarily on this. But a light bulb went off like, wait a minute, I can maybe work something into here potentially. So that's kind of where I'm at. I want to do some other videos just kind of going a little bit more into the weeds, but I need to be cautious in that I'm not there yet in terms of making this a full-on tutorial. And that's why I'm looking to collaborate. That may not be the right word. Find others out there who are doing this and really just have these conversations and share what we're doing. And because this I'm excited about this. I think this is something that we need to come together and figure out a good approach. And then once we have that kind of solid to where, you know, I don't want to make it like everybody's got to be on the same page, but I think there needs to be a best practice approach. I really do because, as I said earlier, the end goal is to reduce the number of steps, reduce the friction, get your thing turned on. Because I've actually created a this is Animoog Z, so I've actually created a scene for this, and I've got a process where I can turn this thing on, turn this on, go within a few steps, and having a great experience. But I haven't even dove deep into things like the random feature, the snapshot, record, grouping things. I mean, there's a lot of trust me, there's a lot under here, a lot of horsepower. But before I put this out there, I want to have something that is somewhat rock solid, that people can get their heads around, understand that yes, there'll be some work involved if you want to do this on your own. The other cool thing is, for those that don't want to do that, we can export files that make it easier. Um, we can obviously, those of us that don't have all the apps, there's only so much we can do based on what you have, but at least we can give the knowledge to others that may have an app that I don't have, that you understand how you can do this. Um, I'm not trying to push products on anybody, by the way. I just, this thing right here, these two, wow. Um, for the record, I don't really use the mini anymore. That's a whole nother conversation. I just, for this video purposes. Um, but that is my ask. I'm contemplating um, creating a Discord just specifically for this so we can have the conversations. And I'm going to use this video as a kind of a benchmark. Even if it's just one person, replies. But if you reply, you need to have, the E16. You need to have an iPad. I don't mess with the iPhone, by the way. And then I also use an iPad with USB Type C. I'm not saying that you can't do a Lightning, but I just have a better experience. I need to kind of put those things out there. Have the gear. If you're looking to get it, you can definitely chime in, but it's better to have this, because if we're trying to do a collaboration, we've got to have the gear so that we can work on this. Yeah, I don't know what more else to say. Um, so I'm going to continue to play around, test. Hopefully, I get some response from those in the Discord. But because I think it's a very small group in terms of who may be interested in this. That's why I wanted to put this out to the world, so to speak, and crossing my fingers that there are others on the path, because this is awesome. And then, I think once we get this thing set and we can share it, it's one of those things where, people, when you don't know something's out there that's awesome, like, oh, that's really cool. And I think we're sitting on something that's super, super special. By the way, I am not affiliated with the company. I'm doing this as a passion project because I've been looking for something like this. And I don't like saying gear ends other gear. I make that call. But, and I'm going to keep the Launch Control XL for other reasons. But man, this is awesome. Alrighty. We'll see what happens. I may have to go it solo, and so be it. But hopefully there are others who are on this journey. And hey, let's make it happen. Alrighty. I think it's time for coffee. Thank you for your time. I do hope this finds you well, and I do hope to catch you in another video. Until then, keep jamming.